G'day guys, Sam here again, back with another video, our player previews for 2023. Continuing the trend in the back line, we're going to look at Jordan Dawson today. Great pick for me last year. He was a really good pod. Not many people had him. That's changed this year. So he's gone up to about 21% ownership, which is somewhat surprising, but if you look at his season last year, I guess it's not too surprising because he's, putting out a decent ceiling with 145, and he's pretty super consistent. 74 being his lowest score, and that was only, his only score in the 70s. So really good pick, I think. So let's go through our formula for this pick, and let's see if it's a yes or a no from us. So does he have the scoring pedigree? Has he got the runs on the board? We looked through his previous years, so pretty good breakout season last year, but even 2021 had quite a good breakout season. And if we look closer at his 2021 season, you look at post buy, so round 14 buy. Look at his scores, post that buy. Yeah, not so great in the elimination final, but every other score pretty respectable. So that was, I was pretty hot on him in the preseason last year. He was carrying a little injury into the year last year, so I didn't pick him, but picked him up early. I was looking at the trends. So you look at his back end of his 2021 season, you can see that the potential's there, the pedigree's there. So yeah, while it's not, a huge tick, it's definitely a tick. He's got the pedigree. He's gone over 100 once before, as well as last year. Broke out to a uber-premium sort of level, 109.5. Scoring potential. So what can he bust out for us? Let's have a look. So last year, like I said, he had a few 140s, I reckon. Let's go through and have a look at his scores. So he's got, we'll go at 130. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 scores over 130. That's a big tick. If he's got that ceiling of being able to go over 130s 6 times, that's a tick for me. So he's got the potential to score big. Consistency, scoring consistency. So really important when we're picking a primo defender, we want to be able to rely on these scores, and then that's what I think that's probably Jordan Dawson's strength. Look through his year last year. Let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3 scores under 90. That's really good numbers. So big tick from me in terms of his consistency. We can rely on a 90 plus most weeks. Really good. Scoring trends. So we spoke about his scoring trends, trending really nicely. So in his third year, had a good go at it. 20 games, got up to 86. In his fourth year, treaded water, 85. But here's where the trend kicks in. Up to 101 in 2021, and went even bigger last year. So that's really nice, nicely trending in the right direction. So big tick, and he's in the great age demographic, 25. So big tick here, pretty good start. Yeah, pretty good VC option, I think, with his consistency and his scoring ceiling. I think he's a pretty good VC option. We can chuck a VC or a C on him if we get desperate, and bank a pretty decent score. Job security, yep, that's fine. Injuries, so yeah, we did speak about start of last year, he brought a little niggle into the year. And if we look at the start of his year last year, he started okay, but didn't exactly light the world on fire. So he's averaging, 99s, leading into round 8. So, decent, but not massive. So he was, probably a little bit underdone, but then he started to go bang. So, I don't think there's much injury history. He's played pretty much every game in the last 4 years, so that's a big tick from me. Now, this is one we got to think about with Jordan Dawson. What's his role going to be, right? So, if he's on that halfback role, taking kick-ins and floating around doing what he wants, and then it's a big tick, right? If he's doing that, big tick. But does he play wing? Where does he play midfield? Where does he fit into that structure with the likes of Miller back there? Who else have they got back there? They've got like Brodie Smith, these sort of types. So we have to wait and see what it's going to look like in the Crows back 6 lineup. But If he's in the half-back role taking kick-ins, then that's a big tick. Big tick. I'll have to have a look. Even on a wing, he could score well on a wing too, but we'll have to wait and see what it looks like in the pre-season game. Other factors, coaching, sub, again, what does Matty Nicks want to do with him this year? He's a bit of a, jack of all trades, Jordan Dawson. He even went forward at times last year. When he had quiet games, they stuck him half forward, or deep forward. So, have to keep an eye on what the coach wants to do with him there. So, maybe a question mark. Maybe a question mark there. So, value. Is he value? So, 600K. I mean, there's not a whole lot of value there. I don't think there's going to be heaps of growth in his average. 109.5. You might be able to put 3 or 4 points per game on that average. But, so we're not really picking him for value, but we're picking him for a keeper, of course. So he'll be a lock in the top 6 for a top 6 defender, you would think. So he's going to be a keeper pick. Team structure, again, with these big dogs, we can't have too many of them. So you've got to just make a decision. Does it fit in your team structure, in your defensive structure? But we can build, a defense around him. So that's fine. Risk reward. So this is interesting. So 21% of teams now. So a bit more highly owned than last year. People have cottoned on. So I mean, the risk is with his price, but the reward is obviously with his consistency. So it's a slight risk reward pick, but I think it's pretty low risk, low reward, low risk and decent reward, especially with the 21%. So you're not going out on a limb when you pick this sort of guy. You're not too far behind the competition if he doesn't do well. Let's look at his fixture. So look at the Crows fixture. This is the first time I'm actually looking at the Crows fixture this year. 4 games in a row at home. That's pretty handy. So Giants, Richmond Port, Freo, Carlton, Hawthorn, Collingwood, Geelong, St Kilda, Western Bulldogs. Pretty good fixture. Pretty good fixture. He's got 4, 5, 6. So 6 of his 10 games are at home to start the year. And there's only, looks like, 1 in Canberra. 1 in Sydney, 1 in Tas. And he's got Geelong away. And then Ballarat. So a bit all over the place, but not a bad fixture. Pretty good fixture. So we'll give him a tick there. Tick. Yep, weaker teams. Yeah, he plays a few weak teams. Taggers. And this is interesting. This could be a question mark. How good he was last year and how important he was to the Crows' ball use, he could get attention. He could definitely get attention from the opposition players. So something to keep an eye on, something to think about. If we're paying $600,000+ for a defender in our team, we really don't want the possibility of them getting tagged. That would really suck. So that's a question mark for me. Not a big one, but something to think about. So history. So I've just added this one in recently. I forgot to add it in before. So basically, have you been burnt in the past? So this shouldn't really come into calculations, but it does. So have you been burnt in the past by Jordan Dawson? I don't think so. He's been pretty solid. So I don't think many coaches would have been burnt in the past by him. That's fine. Ownership. So we said, a quarter of the competition own him. So he's pretty popular in the back line. Something to think about. You could be missing out if you don't have him. And the Crows, are they going to get any better? Probably not. They might improve slight. I would expect some slight improvement in the Crows. Ball movement should be a bit better. Defensive structure, you'd think would be more in place. So that should be a tick there. We'll give him a tick. So gut feel. So weighing up all of these, this formula, scoring, he gets big ticks for his scoring. Not a problem there at all. The problem for me is the role. I know he had a pretty good role last year, but it was a bit all over the place. It wasn't set in stone. He was playing some wing. He even was playing some half forward. So that's probably the one question mark for me. what does it look like? What do the Crows' back six look like? So I'm going to avoid him for now, but I think he's a great pick. So if you want to back him in and take a bit of a punt that he will be taking kick-ins, he will be just floating around on the half-back flank, then go for it. It's a yes from me, but I won't be doing it. I'm only going to fit in one, maybe two primos in my back line, and he misses out. But he's definitely one that I'm going to watch and look to upgrade to throughout the year. So what do you think, guys? Are you going to be picking up Jordan Dawson? Pretty good pick, I think. So let us know what you think. Let us know what you want us to do next. And as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out and lets you know when more videos are out. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoy.